temptation of Yahawahshi will be the temptation of you. The temptation of Yahawahshi will be the temptation of you. Call Yahawahshi Yahawahshi Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Okay, to the Hakim out there on the highways and byways, risking their lives and freedom to do so, making their bodies a living sacrifice. I'm going to say shalom to you, brothers. Continue to spread the good news and the gospel, spread it across the four corners of the earth. All right? Continue to fight the good fight of faith. All right? Blocking the fiery darts of Satan with the shield of faith. I'm going to say shalom to you, brothers. Right? Continue to spread the good news, which is the gospel, across the four corners. To the Agua that's out there listening and learning in silence, all right? Reverencing their husbands. I want to say shalom to you, sisters, as well. The temptation of Yahawahshi will be the temptation of you, right? Maybe on a smaller scale, maybe on a greater scale, all right? But you will get that hour of temptations, which will try the whole world. Let's actually go there before we get into this, I believe, hour. Slaki. This is Revelations chapter 3, verse 10. It's because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And we believe this to be Revelations chapter 13, when it talks about the charagma, all right? Revelations 13 and 16, all right? Hey, it's going to come upon a point in your life where you're really going to get tested to see whether you be a man of the Lord or not, okay? Because why? It was a time that came in Yahawahshi's life, all right, where he had to been proven, all right? He had to been what? Tested, all right? And we know Satan, all right, it tried to tempt him with many things, man, all right? Hey, but the Lord Yahawahshi stayed firm, man, on his faith, all right? And showed his faith through fasting and through praying without ceasing, all right? And that's how the Lord shows his faith. So we have to look to Yahawahshi, who we ignorantly call Jesus Christ, as an example on how to hold fast, all right? Right? That's what he said, hold fast until I come, all right? So it's going to come a point in the time in our life where, hey, the Lord is going to test us whether we be, all right, one of his. And he will send that tempter, which is Satan, all right? Spiritual demon Satan, right? And the spiritual demon Satan is going to use the one who's coming after the workings of Satan, all right? Starting with Esau, Edom, to come down against you, man. Okay? So what I wanted to get into was when Yahawahshi was, when Satan tempted Yahawahshi, all right, because you know what? Hey, the Lord ain't gonna tempt you, all right. That's in James chapter 1. The Lord is not gonna tempt you, man, right? But pretty much you sin and you're easily influenced through your lust, all right. So whatever lust you have right now, it's best to get that under wraps, man, all right, because Satan will use and whose physical counterpart is Esau Edom, all right, starting with, all right, he will use, you know, the thing that you lust the most, okay? So, but the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, will not tempt you, man, okay? But he will put you through a testing ground, all right, to see whether you be chosen, all right? Because what? Many are called, but few are chosen. Now let's get James before, like I say, before I get that, just to prove that the Lord will not tempt you. We're gonna see. We're gonna prove that. This is James chapter 1, verse Salakia. And I also want to say Salakia, for whoever listening out there, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it took me a while to make another video. And being attacked, you know what I'm saying? And I got a little weak, man, and I just want to say, to you listeners out there who's ever listening, hey man, don't let Satan take your crown, man. Don't let no man take your crown. All right. And I know it get hard, especially for proselytes, newcomers of the faith. All right, because I'm what you would call a proselyte, newcomers of the faith. But I'm here to tell you, man. Hey, man, keep fighting, man. Right? Keep fighting. Okay? No matter what, keep swinging. All right? James chapter 1, verse 12, it says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. All right? Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. All right? It said, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life. All right? Which the Lord had promised to them that loved him. Amen. The Lord had promised us those crowns, man. Okay? He promised us those crowns, man. Right? And that we would reign with him in rulership, man. Okay? Hey, it's just like running a race, right? You in the Olympics or something like that, or whatever. You in the track meet. Hey, guess what? You got to endure through the heat. You got to endure through your opponents. All right? The elements. All right? And when you running the 800, the 400, 4x1, the 100, okay? Hey, guess what? You got to endure through that, man. Hey, guess what? And when you finish, depending on what place you come in, which, hey, Israel, Yahshua is going to come. He's the firstborn. He's going to come in first place, right? Hey, as symbolic as the kingdom, man. Hey, that kingdom going to be translated from one people to another. It's going to be, 2nd Ezra 69 talks about, Salakia, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Okay? So we going to get that crown when we reign and rule with Yahawahshi, man. He's going to crown all of us, man. Pursuing the 2nd Ezra, I believe it's 4 or 2. One of them when he said he going to, he's seen us getting crowned. All right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. All right? But yeah, hey, at the end of the race, guess what? Hey, you handed a medal, all right? You probably handed. They probably put a crown on your head, okay? But the prize come after endurance, all right? After the endurance, after the race, okay? No man gets crowned for not finishing the race, okay? Whether you eighth, whether you seventh, whether you sixth, all right? Whether you first, hey, guess what? We all get that same penny, man. We all get that same penny, man. Okay? It says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he has received the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that loved him. Verse 13, it said, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahawah. All right? By Hashem Yahawahshi. All right? It said, for Yahawah by Hashem Yahawahshi, it's like, it said, for Yahawah by Hashem Yahawahshi cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. Hey, the Lord is so magnificent, he cannot be tempted with evil. So if he can't be tempted with evil, he's not going to tempt us. All right? It's impossible. It says, but every man is tempted. You see this? When he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Right? What that remind you of? Eve. All right? In the garden. Adam in the garden. All right? Drawn away from his own lust and enticed. All right? You drawn away of your own lust. Remember I said earlier, hey, the Lord, hey, not the Lord, but Satan gonna tempt you with your greatest lust. All right? He gonna come at you all types of ways. And like Yahawahshi did, hey man, we gotta, hey, get the hints. Get away from me. Go on over there somewhere with that. That's what Yahawahshi told. We're gonna read that in Matthew chapter 4. It said, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then, when lust hath conceived, once you get that ultimatum, when Satan put that doubt in your mind, right, and you start to contemplate, damn, I am hungry, I am a little hungry. I ain't ate in 3 days, He got this mortgage board of food. You know what I'm saying? All right? Hey, won't you just come on, take this, man. Take this charagma, man. All right? And all that's going to go away. Man, we got some clean clothes for you, fresh clothes. I see your clothes is peeling off of you. You ain't changed clothes. You ain't washed up. Come on, get some of this, comfort. Okay? Come on, get some of this comfort. Hey, that's what he gonna tempt you with. All right? Hey, and gonna have a beautiful woman that's smelling real good right in front of you. Okay? So, hey, guess what? He said, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust have conceived, once you thought in your mind, oh, well, damn, hold on. Yeah, I am a little hungry, man. Let me consider this. It said, it bringeth forth sin. Why? Because now you done acted on it. All right? And now we understand it's going to conceive where it conceive at in your mind. Right? Let's look up that word conceive. Right? Conceived.
Strong's G 4815. Sulambano. Sulambano.
Sulambano. Right? And what it means, to seize, to take. one as prisoner to conceive of a woman. All right. Metaphorically, what? Of lust, whose impulses a man indulges. You see that? All right. Of lust, whose impulses a man indulges. To take hold with one, to assist, help, succor. All right. So once you take hold of that ultimatum that was given to you, and you don't fight it by saying, get thee away from me, Satan. All right, get thee hence. Hey, then guess what? It's gonna conceive. All right, and that sperm is gonna come and turn into what? I mean, not slocky. That sperm is gonna what? Cultivate. All right, and what's gonna come out of that? What to say? To conceive of a woman. Hey, what comes a conception of a woman, man? A baby. All right. So even with our mind, that's why Yahawahshi say, hey man, in your mind you sin. So that's why we have to what? Renew our minds. All right? We have to renew our minds because that's what they're going to attack. It's a battle of the minds. All right? Let's go back because this wasn't supposed to be too long. All right? Let's finish this out. It says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And when sin is finished, bringeth forth death. And what's the transgression? Salaki, what is sin? The transgression of the law, man. This is what we understand. Okay? Do not err. All right? Or make a mistake, my beloved brother. You see that? But the point was made, the Lord ain't going to tempt you, man. Let no man say he is tempted of the Lord. All right? But the Lord will put you through the testing ground. Guess what? You should put yourself through a testing ground. What the scripture say? Examine thyself, whether you be in the faith. All right? Examine yourself, man. All right, let's go back to Matthew chapter 4 and let's check out Yahawahshi. He's a bad boy. Salaki, that's a term for he's old school term. For he's nice, All right. So you see the heading right here. What? The temptation of Yahawahshi. All right. It says, then when Yahawahshi led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. All right. He was in the spirit, man. And the spirit impelled him to go to the wilderness, man. All right. And when he went to that wilderness, guess what? Satan was there, ready. All right. It says, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungry. You see that? So now we finna see when he fasted before. If anybody ever fasted in their life, guess what? Imagine. I can only imagine for 40 days and 40 nights, right? So you know how hungry you be after a fast. One day, let alone 4 days. Okay? And that shows the state of mind of your faith as well, too. All right? And Yahawahshi had it. So we can learn something from him. So the first thing that happened was the devil tempted him with bread. And we finna read it. It says, and when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, All right, you see that? Yahshua Allah, the Prince of the Power. You see that? The Prince of the Power, guess what? Command these stones to be made bread. Wow. And that's what Esau Edom is going to come to you with, man. All right? He's going to use food, and he's doing it now. All right? This famine of actual bread. All right? Hey, but the way to combat that, Yahawahshi gave us a way to combat that. He gave us a way to fight, all right, the flesh with what? The spirit. Right? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, man. Ephesians chapter 6. He gave us the blueprint. Okay? And the blueprint is, if someone come to you in a carnally, fleshly matter, guess what? You combat it with the spirit. You can't combat it with the flesh. All right? And I'm speaking to myself. All right? But the Lord put the spirit on me to say this right now. All right? It says, and when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the son of man, or son of God, command these stones to be made bread. That's the first thing he came to Yahawahshi with, was food. Why? Because he knew he fasted for 40 days. So he know he got to be hungry. But that's where Yahawahshi came back and said, he said, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High Power. You see that? So guess what? There's another life source that kicks in. If anybody ever fasted, you know. Your body is dying. All right? And when your body is dying, that means you're closer to the spirit world. Okay? That means you're going to be more in tune with the spirit because you're not feeding the flesh. So you're going to see certain things spiritually. All right? You're going to be aware a little bit more. All right? You're going to be vulnerable to a lot of spirits. The attack. All right? Hey, man, this is a spiritual warfare. Your mind is going to plague you. I've been there. And I need to get back there. All right? I'm just keeping it honest with this contrite heart. Because this is how you fight Satan, man. This is how you're going to be able to fight, okay, your oppressor, man. When he come to you with this ultimatum, when he come to you with this, with this, we just read it. Be able to try the whole world, man. When he come to you and say, hey, man, hey, you in prison now. Hey, all you got to do is take this, Quran. Hey, you'll be all right. But guess what? He's deceiving you. Just like he told Eve, you should not surely die. Yeah, physically, she didn't die right away. But guess what? We wasn't made to die at all, physically or spiritually. But we end up dying both physical and spiritual. Okay? Why? Because we was drawn away from our own lust. All right? And when it's conceived, then guess what? You dead, man. By that time, you dead. All right? It says, But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. Hey, and that's the scriptures, man. So we got to combat these temptations carnally or fleshly with the spirit, man. Okay? This is how you fight it. Through the word of Yahawahshi. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God. Right? I'm quoting John chapter 1, I believe. Okay? It says, then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, all right, and set him on a pinnacle of the temple, all right. So imagine, hey, Esau, Edom coming to you and saying, hey, look, hey, man, look, we right here. You can see this whole kingdom, you know. Hey, listen, I'll make you the mayor. I'll make you the mayor right now. Or I'll make you a star right now. All right? Whatever you want to be, I'll make you that. Okay? So you got to put yourself in Yahawahshi's suit as if it was you. Okay? As if it was you. But he took Yahawahshi, hey, and set him on the pinnacle of the temple. He said, and said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, or the Son of the Most High Power, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. You see that? He tried to make Yahawahshi commit suicide in today's term. You see that? He tried to make him commit suicide. Meaning he was plaguing his mind so much, he thought that would work on Yahawahshi. Now you might as well die. But you ain't gonna die anyway. Hey, the angel's gonna take you. What? The angel's gonna get you before your feet even hit the stone. But guess what? Yahawahshi came back and said, Yahawahshi said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. You see that? Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. It said, and the devil taketh him up into exceeding high mountain. You know, a mountain is synonymous to a government. Okay, so imagine he taking you up to the White House. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, you know, you getting summons to go to the White House, you know. All right. Like I said, the mountains is like governments, summits, right? Where they had these high meetings, a lot of the top, you know, generals and presidents and the elites of the world meet at these summits. So imagine imagine you being brought in front of a round table of generals and a round table of the elites. All right. It says, and show him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. And guess what? And guess what? And they divulging what's gonna happen in this world, in the world that they're planning to have. You know what? For all to be one, new world order, one world government, the totalitarianism. All right. And say, guess what? Hey man, you can be the head of all this. You can rule all this. You can be over all this. Imagine him putting you in front. You know, you got to put yourself in Yahawahshi's shoes. You got to put yourself right there in the scene and convert it in today's time. All right? And they show you, look here, man, this was finna happen. Guess what? Hey, you ain't got to be a part of this. All right? Guess what Yahawahshi said though? And Yahawahshi and said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou fall down and worship me. Hey, all this you can be over. Guess what? If you just take this Quran, man. All right? If you just be my servant forever. All right? Imagine that. Do you know what they can offer you? All right? He said, all these things I will give you. I'm going to give you this food, all the food you can eat, all the women that you want. All right? All the money and the riches and the wealth. Then you're going to get fame. You know? Pretty much, you're going to have the comfortability of the comforts. Hey, what the Lord say though, this is not our rest. This ain't our rest. Hey, just worship me. How do you worship me? You worship that beast. You worship their image, right? You become a slave to them by just taking this charagma. Now listen what Yahawahshi said. Then said Yahawahshi unto him, get thee hence. Hey, get away from me, man. It says Satan. Get away from me, Satan. The adversary, man. So it's going to, imagine if someone came up to you, one of the elites came up to you, right? What would you do in that day? What would you do in that time? All right? We're going to pray that we have the spirit of Yahawahshi in those times, man. All right? Hey, right now, we got to understand, hey, they starting to come down on the word, man. Right? Hey, they just gave the WHO, the World Health Organization, they just gave them pretty much okay to put people into prison for 20 years for dissension. What? For speaking against, all right? For speaking against pretty much their New World Order. 20 years in prison. Okay? And guess what? You can be in prison and they offer you all these things, man. Guess what you're going to say? Hey, take me back to my cell, man. Get thee hence. Pretty much, get away from me. Go on over there with talking crazy. That's what he told Satan. That's what Yahawahshi told Satan. All right? I'm speaking to you in real time. I'm speaking to you, you know, how we can relate. That's what you tell Satan. Hey, get the way. It said, guess what? For it was written, or it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Man, he giving you the commandments, man. You see that? Thou shalt not have no other gods before me, man. Hey, guess what? You have to be ready in those times, man. And you get your tests, all right? Your little tests through this grace period right now. All right? And things, hey, Satan try to tempt you, you know, with this little money, all right? That's really obsolete now. Try to tempt you with all these trinkets, with women, okay? All right? Hey, but he said, look here. Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, man, and him only shalt thou serve. Why? Because Yahawahshi knew that you can't serve two masters. You would either love one and hate the other. Okay? The next verse, verse 11 says, Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came to minister unto them. Resist the devil, and he may flee. This is the precept. Resist the devil, and he will flee. That's what Yahawahshi did. He resisted Satan. He resisted the devil. It said, Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered to them. So immediately after, and the angels was probably already right there waiting. Like, yeah, I already know he ain't gonna go. All right? Could you imagine that? Immediately after the devil left, angels was right there ministering. And that's what's gonna happen to us. Hey, guess what? If they put us to death, all right, man, we gonna be right there with the Lord. Or the Lord might work a miracle where we bust out of there and give us a spiritual power right before our enemies, man. Okay? Right before our enemies, man. All right? That's why we got to go through these testing grounds right now, man. Right now. Okay? And look at examples like Yahawahshi, all right, who we ignorantly call Jesus Christ, man. Look at him as the pinnacle of a sign of what to do in those times. Your faith has to be, even though, the Lord said the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, right? But your faith, it's going to be important, man. Because guess what? It's going to be unfaithful people trying to, guess what? Tell you, hey, you better come over here and get some of this bread. What Ecclesiastes chapter 2 said? That's not Ecclesiastes chapter 2. That's what it say. Let not the incredulity of them. That's 2 Ezra 15. Let's get there since I quoted it. All right? Let not the incredulity of them trouble you. I believe it's 15. Let's go to it. Yeah. 2 Ezra 15, verse 3. It says, let's start at 1. It said, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. You see that? We all know the words to be Yahawahshi, man. Because he is faithful and true. It says, Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. You see that? For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. You see that? Hey, this thing is about faith, man. This thing is about faith. When it goes to incredulity, that means being unfaithful. Lack of faith. So that means it's going to be people that lack faith trying to entice you to give in like they gave in. It's going to be unfaithful people, mostly the people that you know, because that's where it's going to start. That's going to try to get you to bend like they bent over. And with no Vaseline. With those who understand, Ice Cube and, those lyrics, you know what I'm talking about. Bend over with no Vaseline. Okay? That's the incredulity, the lack of faith. All right? Because this says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. They're not going to get away with being unfaithful. You think because you lack faith, destruction is not going to come to you? Or you think, oh, well, I didn't know. No. No. When the Lord sent them plagues, but he said, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. You see that? When the Lord is bringing that, which he's doing now, but it's at a minuscule scale now, it's just the beginning of woes. But when the Lord turned that heat up, hey, guess what? Your faith, you have to be built up in faith. We going through the fire now, so we ain't got to go through the fire later. And the Lord going to protect us, man. The Lord going to give us food. That's who we're relying on now. The Lord is drawing the line in the sand spiritually, just like Moses did. Why? Because now he wants you to rely on him totally, solely. And guess what? If you want to rely on Esau, Edom, the devil, all right, that line is drawn through your actions, your thoughts and your actions, and your faith. And it's going to show who you really believe in. And we pray the Lord going to cover us in those days. All right? It says, that's pretty much the point, right? It's pretty much the point. Hey, but we got to have the faith of Yahawahshi, man. Okay? We got to have the faith of Yahawahshi. We see what he just went through, man. How Satan tempted Yahawahshi, man. Guess what? Servant is not greater than his master, man. Hey, if Yahawahshi was tempted like that, hey, what say you? What you think is going to happen to you? Okay? So, just wanted to share that with you, man. And whoever's hearing this, hopefully it edifies somebody, or built you up in faith, some type of way. Okay? And with that, give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawahshi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawahshi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawahshi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahawahshi. Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahawahshi. Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahawahshi. All praise and honor and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawahshi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Shalom.